active. Then there is extreme nervousness. The person can't just sit down. Everything is just up and down because the tyrosine is oversecreted in the body. Then the person might lose body weight and then become thin because the metabolism rate is so high in the body of the person. So the person may not be resting because it's hyperactive. Then when tyrosine is under-secreted, it leads to inactivity. The person is too cold, the activity of the body is not up to what it should be. Then it can lead to physical and mental retardation because the metabolism rate is not accurate. So the person might be a little bit backward in acting and even in thinking. Then it leads to cretinism, a kind of dwarfness, everything, a reduction. The processes of the body are not on time. When the age mates of such an individual, maybe they are 12, they are acting like 12-year-old children. Such an individual with under-secretion of tyrosine might be acting like an 8-year-old person. So you see that the person is kind of backward in activity. There is poor mental development in children. There is myxoedema in adults. Then it prevents metamorphosis in toad. You know, I said it stimulates or controls metamorphosis in toad when it is normal. So when it is under-secreted, metamorphosis in toad is not possible. Then it leads to enlarged gland. You know, under-secretion of tyrosine, it leads to enlarged gland, as we have in goiter, that you have in the neck of some people. So that is a deficiency of tyrosine. And iodine, food rich in iron and iodine, will correct such deficiency. Then the next hormone is adrenaline, and it is produced, or the source is the adrenal medulla. The normal effects of adrenaline: you have increased blood pressure tones, then the increased blood muscles, sugar content of the blood is normalized. Then it causes shivering in cold weather. You know, I was telling you that the regulation of the function of the skin, that when the weather is cold, the body shivers. So adrenaline causes shivering when the weather is cold to bring about a balance. Then it brings about dilation of the pupil. Your pupil, it makes it to dilate. Then it supplies blood to muscles and it slows down activity of the guts. Then also adrenaline quickens heartbeat and sweating. The effect of oversecretion of adrenaline, there is over anxiety. You know, it's too anxious, and there is over excitement too. Then adrenaline will lead to the oversecretion of adrenaline in a female will lead to masculine sensation in the female. Instead of the person manifesting female characteristics alone, there is this muscle, and the person is just hyperactive too, like acting like a man. You see people that you call tomboy. Adrenaline is one of the things that is affecting them. Over-secretion of adrenaline is one of the things that might be affecting such individuals. Then the under-secretion of adrenaline will lead to sluggishness. Then there is a fall in the blood pressure of such person called hypotension. The blood pressure is reduced. Now, having talked about the hormones in animals, we move on to talk about plant hormones. Plants too do have hormones, but their own hormone is not like the one I've just explained. Plant hormones are plant growth substances which are produced continually in growing shoots, root tips, grain leaves, and fruit, having various effects on the plants. So they are produced continually in the growing shoots, in the root tip, the grain leaves, and the fruit. So they are produced in various parts of the plant. Then there are three major groups of plant hormones. We have the auxins. The second group is the gibberellins. Then the third are the other minor plant hormones, and they include the kinins, florigine, cytokinins, abscisic acid, ethane, or what we call the ethylene gas. Now, I'll be describing each of these hormones and what they do, their characteristics. Auxins are produced in growing shoots and root tips. At the tip of the shoots, then at the root tip. So it enhances growth. As it's going downward, it's also going upward. Then they produce terminal growth by increasing the rate of cell elongation. Since they are terminal ends, that is at the shoot tip and at the root tip. So they enhance cell elongation, which will eventually lead to growth. They inhibit the development of lateral bud in the apical bud. They regulate the rate of extension in growing regions and are involved in phototropic and geotropic curvature responses. When, for instance, the phototropic and geotropic curvature response is what I want to explain now. When you put a plant in a dark room, maybe with a small window, a potted plant now, with a small window that a little light ray is coming in. It is the auxins that in the root shoots that make sure that the plant, you discover something like the plant will just curve, it will make a curve towards the ray of light. That's response to light. So phototropic is response to light. So the plant will respond in that direction. Instead of the plant growing tall or growing straight, it will start curving, it will start bending towards the area where there is light. So it is auxin that is responsible for that. Auxins also stimulate cell enlargement and cell division in the cambium. Auxin promotes flower formation in growing pineapple. It stimulates abscission layers during leaf fall. Abscission is leaf being cut off. After a while, the leaf grows old and they begin to fall, like normal fall off of leaf. That's what is called abscission. So auxins stimulates the abscission layer, the layer that is going to fall off. Then it promotes the development of branches, both floral and vegetative. That is the part of the plant that has flower, and the parts that do not have just the normal branches produced behind the growing apex. What are the modern applications of auxins? First, it is used in controlling different phases of plant growth and development. It is used, for example, it is used in producing lateral bud development in stem. When it is applied, the synthetic auxin now, it is natural. The one I've been explaining to you is naturally produced in the plant. But now, there is synthetic auxin that you can apply to your plant to make it do well and achieve a particular purpose that you have in your mind. So for instance, it's used to produce lateral bud development in stem when it is being applied. Then seedless fruits may be obtained by spraying the flowers with dilute solution of synthetic auxin. So you may want to get seedless fruits. So you spray the flowers of the plant with dilute solution of synthetic auxin, and it gives complete setting of fruits. Then also, auxin is used in breaking seed dormancy. There are sometimes that the seed cannot grow or cannot germinate because of unfavorable environmental condition or whatever. The reason why some seed will not germinate on time or will not even germinate at all because of dormancy. Maybe there is a particular condition that is not available. The seed is not finding the environment comfortable, so the seed will not germinate. That's what is called seed dormancy. But you can break dormancy. That is, you can do some things to the seed and make sure that it can germinate, it's able to germinate. So that is what seed dormancy is all about. So this auxin can be used to break seed dormancy, so that when you plant 20 seeds, you are sure that you will get 20 different stock of plant rather than having 6. So auxin will break seed dormancy. Also, it is used to inhibit sprouting of potato tubers and prevention of fruit drop in the orchards. So when you apply auxin, it inhibits sprouting, that tomato tubers will not sprout. Then you can use it to prevent fruit drop in your orchard. When you have orchard is a place where you have fruits. So instead of your fruit just falling off and wasting away, you can apply auxin that it will not just be falling unnecessary unless you want to harvest it. Then artificial application of auxins delays or prevents the formation of abscission layer during leaf fall. So thereby the formation of it prevents formation of abscission layer. I explained to you earlier that abscission is falling off of leaf. So when that layer is not developed, the abscission layer is not developed by the activity of auxin, then there is a delay of leaf fall. Also, synthetic auxin like 2,4-D is used as selective weed killer. So it can be used as an herbicide. The weeds treated with excessive auxin or excess of auxin die within a week or two without damaging your crop among which they grow. So that's another useful name. Can be used as herbicide to kill weed without affecting your crop. Now, the next plant hormone is gibberellin. Gibberellin promotes cell elongation and cell division of various plants. Then it stimulates the growth of the lateral buds. Gibberellin inhibits the growth of the main roots and the adventitious roots. So it's like doing something that is against the auxina because it inhibits the growth of the roots and the adventitious roots. Then it promotes seed germination and seedling growth. Gibberellin stimulates much quicker growth of stems and leaves and initiates the production of the indole acetic acid. Gibberellin also induces production of fruits without pollination and fertilization. That is called parthenocarpy. When there is no pollination and fertilization and fruit is developing, it is called parthenocarpy. And it also releases buds from dormancy.